Does long distance running cause damage to your knees in the long term? And the answer to that question is hi there, folks. Coach JC here with another home body sculpting and mobility video post, and I hope you are doing well. Now, the question today is, does long distance running cause damage to your knees in the long term? And the answer to that question is yes and no. Which is a bit of a paradox because that's not a simple answer. Anything with a yes and no to it really is a complicated answer, but I'm going to do my best here to dissect it so that we can make clear and simple choices when it comes to running long distances. Now, first and foremost, I'll make a confession here, full transparency. I hate long distance running. Not that I don't do it, but I hate doing it. I don't think I've got the muscle type for it. I'm type 2 muscle dominant, which means I'm for explosive exercises, sprinting, pushing weights, and so on. So I'm not somebody who could ever find myself in a flow state running long distances. But please do not challenge me to a long distance race because many people who do that tend to lose against me. Now, that's the second reason why I'm not that much of a fan of it, because to me, I can't quite understand the benefit of long distance running other than for long distance running's sake. You see, most of the things that I do are about translating those exercises into real life. And other than just going for a jog in the park or maybe a competition, which is like a marathon and so on, where else would you run at a steady state at low intensity? You want to run for the bus, you would sprint. If you want to run and get away from a dog, you would sprint. If you want to get away from a criminal, you would sprint. So I cannot see how that translates. Also, a lot of people will go straight to long distance running to lose weight and think that that will make them fitter. Where, to be honest with you, you will get far better results if you just do lots of sprints. If you do 10 sprints in a day, and that's just a sprint that goes for 10 seconds, you will benefit far more in terms of weight loss, in terms of production of testosterone, and all those other things. The list is endless from sprinting that you don't quite get from long distance running at a steady state. So while I'm doing this 2 hour run, my brain is questioning, why am I doing this? Where's the benefit for it? Okay, but that said, if you do like long distance running, the theory that making impact with the ground, sending reverberations through the knees may cause wear and tear to the joints is inaccurate and quite false, to be honest with you. Okay, when you move your joints, your body has this synovial fluid it produces from the membrane there, called synovial membrane. And that synovial fluid has three roles. Number one, it lubricates the joints. So stop and think about it now. The best way to lubricate your joints is not to keep it still, but to keep moving it. Also, that fluid contains a lot of nutrients, which nutrients generally do is maintain parts of the body, and it also fortifies it. So the nutrients from our foods go straight to the joints, and it also flushes out all the waste in our joints. So if you really want to have healthy joints, you need to keep moving. Okay, those people who say that they want to protect their joints by not moving around, well, that's actually making it worse. So that is the reason why we need to keep moving. But that said, if you have arthritis at any level, really it's not advisable for you to be hitting the ground and have an impact with it as well. So, I mean, this is the reason why we end up with the wear and tear, because people think of long distance running as the first thing to do for losing weight, which again, it isn't. You're overweight and you're jumping around, hitting the ground with all this weight making impacts on your joints. Just imagine having a weight on you and making a box jump with it, which is never a wise thing to do. It's not good for your spine, it's not good for your hips, it's not good for your knees or your ankles. So that's strongly advised against. And this is the reason why I would probably advise that you don't do long distance running if you are overweight. Other than that, the other reason why long distance running might do harm to you is because, a very simple answer, you can't run. Yeah, I know it sounds like a really weird thing that people can't run because you think they can get from A to B quicker than they would do if they were walking. But that doesn't necessarily mean you can run. Most people I see in the park running cannot run at all. They're very inefficient running. The most common running gait I would see is the outward turning of the feet. Okay, you see, call it duck feet. Technically, it's known as external tibia rotation because the tibia is rotating outwards. because of an imbalance in the muscles in the legs there. Now, this could be identified in children if they had good PE teachers, but I bet in the whole of this nation, there's probably a handful of PE teachers who will do something about it. And even if they could do something about it, if you're like me and you try to do something by yourself, informing parents about it, you probably get a backlash, because PE nowadays is not about correcting and learning. It's not about physical education. It's about entertaining. It's about children having lots of fun running around, and then you're a good PE teacher. So that schools are not teaching children how to run, jump, turn, etc. efficiently. And what will happen is 10 years down the line, the complications occur. Right? I just want to give you this analogy before I wind up. Imagine you have a trolley or a shopping cart where the wheels are slightly tipped inwards or tipped outwards, or whatever it is, it's not aligned in the direction of where you intend to go. You would have to exert more energy and effort to get it from A to B than someone who just has a trolley where the wheels are going forward in that direction. But again, if you force it, then over a period of time, the bearings will go, the axle will break. Now, we don't have bearings and axles on our knees and joints, but that's where the joint is moving mechanically. And there will be some kind of wear and tear if you're forcing yourself to do long distance running and your toes are pointing all over the place. And if you don't believe me when I say that most people can't run, just go down to your local park now and have a look at people running. You'll see they haven't got a clue. And you know it's only a matter of time that there's going to be some kind of damage to the knees. Professional runners do have that corrected, okay, and there are ways in which you can correct that, okay, but I do not have the time to do that, address that in this video, but we will do in the future, okay. But the one thing you do want to do is, of course, exercise muscles to make it move in the opposite direction. So, of course, if your toes are pointing outwards, just while you're sitting behind your desk, you want to just do exercises where you're forcing the feet to point inwards for a while and hold it. Okay, you will hold it for a few seconds and then relax. Hold it for a few seconds and then relax. Of course, that's not the best way of doing it. There are better ways of doing it, but like I said, I'll do that in the next video. I'll address that in the next video. But for now, just be aware if your toes are not pointing in the right direction. If you're running with your arms going across in a different direction, again, that is not efficient, but we will address that in the next video post. But thank you very much for your time, and let's remember that we are working together to feel great, look good, and enjoy moving. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share the videos. See you next time.